I recently got an email from a mom in her early 30s with 2 young kids. Between the kids and her part-time job, art has taken a back burner. She says, quote, "I feel stuck and paralyzed right now to paint or draw, and it's hard to move forward. Between a fear of failure, fear of wasting time, and indecision about what medium to use or which idea to pursue, I'm not making any progress. Do you have any tips on how to move forward amidst the indecision and fear? I've hit a low point and not sure what to do." If this strikes a chord with you, you're definitely not alone in feeling like you want to create art, but you just don't know how to start up again. Believe me, I've been there too. I've always been drawn to art. I was an art minor in college. Sculpture and photography were my favorite classes. But then for about 10 years, art was put on the back burner. I was a flight attendant for a little while. I got married, and then I started teaching piano lessons. Then I had 2 kids, and of course that changes everything. Every parent knows what those first few years of child rearing are like. Your sole focus is to keep these little humans alive, and all hobbies, all pastimes, pretty much all leisure disappear from your life. But as your kids get older, they do get a little bit more independent, and you can start thinking about your hobbies again. My love for art was rekindled in my 30s, so I want you to know it's never too late to pick it back up again. So today I want to share with you 8 tips for getting out of your creative rut and back into making art. Number 1, create a convenient space to make art. There are no wasted art supplies except for the ones that remain unused and put away. Pull them out, place them in a handy and convenient location where they're easy to grab and put back, and you'll be much more likely to use those art supplies. Sometimes just the very act of digging through a closet to reach your supplies can seem like this huge barrier. It's just too much of a hassle. Don't let inconvenience be a potential excuse for you not to paint or make art. Make it convenient. Make it easy to reach. Number 2, start simple and don't expect perfection. Maybe just start with a pencil and a paper pad. Take it everywhere with you. If you're waiting to pick up your kids, sketch the tree out the window. If you're sitting at your desk, sketch your cup of coffee. Anything, just doodle. Observe the world around you. Take note of the texture, colors, the way the light hits, the shapes of shadows. Foster your curiosity through observation and quick sketches, and most importantly, sketch or paint without judgment. We are our own worst critics after all, but don't be critical, just be curious. Number 3, start small. Don't try to get yourself out of a creative rut by going to the art store and buying the biggest canvas they have or a massive set of paints. You'll feel super overwhelmed and most likely too intimidated to start, especially if you think you're going to ruin that giant canvas that you spent so much money on. So take 10 or 15 minutes and just do a small drawing or a painting whenever you have a chance. Collect ideas. This is so fun and easy to do. You can just take pictures of things that you'd like to maybe draw or paint later. You can start a small journal and fill it with studies and thumbnail sketches. Many of these can be fleshed out later as larger works. Start a Pinterest board or a scrapbook. Fill it with painting ideas. Number 5, choose a medium and stick with it for a while. As this other mom was saying, it's hard to pick when there's so many fun and interesting media to choose from. So I would say start with the medium that sparks the most fascination for you. Now don't buy the most expensive set with a ton of colors. Maybe just 6 to 12 colors. Just play with those for a little while. Stick with it for a few months before deciding if you'd like to try something new. Number 6, use resources to learn from. There are so many wonderful resources available for the curious learner and the aspiring artist. Take advantage of all the knowledge and experience offered by professional artists. Read instructional books from the library. Visit a museum if you can. Watch YouTube videos and download my free watercolor jumpstart guide. It's a 20-page ebook packed with instruction for getting started with watercolor, and it includes tips for getting an accurate sketch. You can find a link for that in the description below. Number 7, and this one is so important. If you can, find a supportive community. Find out if your friends or acquaintances also like to do art. Joining an art community has been one of the most meaningful and life-changing things I've ever done. Most cities have an art students league, or they have local groups that get together and paint or sketch from life. There's nothing more inspiring than being with other artists. This was actually the single most important factor that changed the direction of my life and got me started with making art full-time. Number 8, put art on your schedule. We schedule all kinds of things. We do appointments, we have kids' sporting events, we have work events, we have date nights, etc. If art is important to you, make time for it. Give yourself the gift of art time and make it happen. I hope you guys feel so encouraged and excited to dive back into art. You definitely won't regret it. Don't forget to download that free guide, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon.